October 6th, 2025. This is the S&P 500 E-Futures Mini on the 2000 tick chart using NinjaTrader 8. This is what the chart looked like today. There was no economic data that came out to really move the market. In the pre-market, looked like there was a gap from Friday, gap up. Looked like it was two big legs up. Then there was this gradual yellow down channel, spike, kind of a spike in a small channel, but it looked like it sold off and it created what I thought was a better channel. So it kind of started a new trend here, sold off, but I didn't really cover this in. Looked like it was just moving sideways in a range, pushed up and out, break, got two legs up, two small legs up, sell off, another sideways consolidation. So it kind of looks like a gigantic, I don't know, or a skewed looking M, but it really didn't, it didn't really go much higher than the pre-market. It got up to 69.97, which is, looks like it's going to get really close to breaking to 6,800. Maybe I'll do that tomorrow, I'm not sure. No economic data that came out, so I'm going to get into this charts right now. I managed to take one trade, which was profitable. And other than that, there weren't really many setups, and today was kind of slow. So pre-market, there was a gap up, push up on this green up channel, break, test the high, made a second attempt, sold off, and started what it looked like another push up. Now it looked like it made a measured move here, and I've since erased it, but because this doesn't really matter, or it wasn't really important for my trading. It looked like it made another measured move here. So this larger measured move and then this leg had its own measured move. Looked like it both completed, but it was in the pre-market. Sold off, pushed up, matched pretty much the pre-market highs, sold off again. Looked like it was hitting this support area. But I'm gonna zoom in to show what I was seeing in real time. Bounces, doesn't quite make it to the high side, sells off. It's on the open. It's a new high. First entry long. Technically, you have a second entry long here. It's a bad signal bar, but there is good support here. The problem is it's making lower highs now. Finally breaks through. You have a new low, first entry short, and that's all you have. And again, you only have a first entry short here, another first entry short. So by the time it pushes down to here, I drew this yellow down channel as a preliminary potential channel moving down. Pushes up, break of the orange up channel, test the high. Technically, you have a first entry short. You almost have a second entry short here, but is it inside bar to this? Confirm. Looking for a lower high. This could have been a lower high, but it never broke above and is again inside to this. I marked it because I didn't mark it as a trade, but I marked it as something I noticed, and I had a feeling it was going to go down, but I couldn't quite put my finger on it or justify entering a trade. Pushes down. Again, you really only get first entries. Gets pretty choppy. Comes down, touches, and kind of confirms this down channel support because it has one touch, two touch, maybe a small break, three touch. You have a first entry short. Technically, you have a second entry short. Looks like it's two legs up, pull back. I like what I saw here, so I actually entered this trade here. So clearly prices are moving down on this bigger yellow down channel. It's failing to hit the high side. It came back and touched this pretty much a fourth time or third time, one touch, two touch, three touch. This looks like it's two legs up, one leg up, pull back, second leg up. Now, this wasn't good enough for a second entry short entry. Now you have a confirmed second entry short. I'm looking for a lower high. You get your lower high right here. It moves up, engulfs this guy, pushes down and closes at the low. So I entered right at the low. Might be a little hard to see, but there's a little pink triangle right here. Pushed down, took the entire position off. I'm not trying to chase a runner today. The reason being is it's getting close to the pre-market low and low of day. Now it could close this gap from the open from what happened on Friday, but I wasn't too confident because this looked like it's already pretty exhausted. I was just pretty happy to get the 1 point scalp. Prices then kind of reverse up. Pushes on the high side. This would be a potential fail breakout of this yellow down channel. Break of the green up channel, test the high. It's getting a little noisy. EMA might be becoming important, might be forming into a support. You have a second entry long here, but it's a bad signal bar, kind of out in the middle of nowhere. It's choppy. I drew this transparent red channel, but it doesn't fit quite well. So I just use it as a general guideline. I'm just waiting for price action to get a little more clear for me. The first entry long, technically you have a second entry long here, but it doesn't set up right. It's kind of congested. You have a new low, first entry short, second entry short. When I see this in real time, not thinking of short just yet, confirms. I'm not looking for a lower high either because this just looks sideways. But it is a first entry short pullback, potential second entry short. Second entry short hasn't failed yet, and it's not really confirming either. It's just kind of holding, it's moving, starting to move sideways. You got this higher low, but I called it an almost trade because it is a new low, first entry short, second entry short. You get your second entry short failure about right here, and it could be a higher low, but it just looks, I'm just waiting for this to kind of clear itself out. Pushes up, consolidates, looks like it's in a trading range. It creates a new low, first entry short, second entry short. This is an almost trade as well because it's a breakout on this side. It could create a corresponding breakout on this side. And currently I'm thinking this is just ranging. I did have this gray up channel drawn a little bit tighter. I want to touch here, small breakout here. So it could be reversing back up, but I'm not sure if the dominant bias is going to be this range or it's going to be this up channel. So I left it alone. It is a failed second entry short though. Unfortunately, when I see this, I'm not thinking of going long. I see this and I do the count. Looks like it's failure, but it engulfed it and just kind of went too far. Plus it already broke through the high side, so I'm concerned about a failed breakout. Then it creates this higher low, and I thought this higher low might have actually been a possible trade. You don't know it's going to be a higher low here until it confirms here, but it is bouncing off the lows of this great up channel support. It's pretty much close enough bounce touch off the EMA. It looks like it's a breakout pullback, so it looks like it could be resuming back up. Prices then continue moving up. Looks like it's fitting inside this gray channel pretty well. Only first entries. Technically, you have a second entry here. It's a new high. First entry long pullback. Second entry longs, not the best signal bar. You could argue maybe it's bouncing off this gray up channel, but it just came from this really big, strong push down. So I'm actually looking for a higher low. And you don't get that higher low, unfortunately. Breaks down and out. Looks like it might be moving down this red down channel. Localized low, first entry short. Technically, you have a second entry short, but it's not very clean. Makes a double bottom, starts reversing. Now I think I'm into this blue trading range. So I'm expecting hopefully a touch rejection off of here. It fails to get there. So actually it's a new high. I saw it as a visual first entry long, technically a first entry, second entry by the count, maybe a higher low here, but this candle never broke above, so you don't got to trade. It looks like it's one leg down, pullback. This is just congested. It's just side by side. You got matching highs, pushes down, and it creates this triple test. Localized one touch, two touch, three touch. Looks like it's first entry long, pullback, second entry long. Thought there might be a possible trade here, bottom of the range. Signal bar is closing at the high. The EMA isn't really that important right now. Might have been worth a trade. Would have been better if this had come all the way up to the high side. Then you could say there's one touch, two touch, three touch. But you do have three touches down here. Pushes up and out. It's at this point price action really slows down because these candles took like several minutes to close. You have a second entry long here. It's a new high, first entry long pullback. Technically, you have a second entry long potential here. But if it doesn't pick above here, you don't have a confirmation, and it's a red candle, so I'd be really reluctant to try to go long right now. It does work though, so it was like an almost trade. Pushes down, consolidates, pushes up to the high. So I don't think this blue range is in play anymore. And I look back, and overall the whole, pretty much the entire day, it's been between 67, 66, and 97. So this is really only 30 points. And of the 30 points, it's been crawling. It's been trying to struggle up, sideways. It was struggling its way down. It's just very slow price action today, low volume. Technically, you have a new low, or excuse me, new high. It's one leg down, pullback, second leg, but this isn't a very convincing signal bar. Plus, it just came following a doji. But this is a potential second entry long, and it forms here, but the signal bar never closed. This guy here never formed quite right. So I am looking for a higher low. You never get it, and by the time it pushes all the way up to here, I don't think there's a trade. It just gets noisy. New high, first entry long pullback. You have an inside bar, so I really don't count this as a second entry long. I mean, technical count it is, but it looks more like a visual first entry. And it kind of moves down here. You don't really have a second entry. It looks like it's moving down this green down channel, so there's really no setups right now. Best to just sit and wait. Pushes down, creates a new low. It could be a break of this green down channel. The new low, first entry short. You have a second entry short. I thought this is a possible trade, but I'm reluctant to take a trade considering I already have a green trade for the day. If this had shown up during regular hours, I think it might have been a possible trade. So, but technically it's a first entry short, second entry short, breaks and makes a new high, but I saw it looks like it's two legs up. This isn't technically a lower high, but it's a very nice setup. Closes at the low. Green down channel needs to test the low. So I'm thinking it has potential to move at least 1 point attempt down for a quick scalp. But again, due to the time of day, I'm not taking this trade. So it looked like it would have been good enough for 1 point scalp. If you hung in there, you'd have to wait through this. And then down here, one of these guys definitely would have given you the 1 point scalp. Going for two is risky because if you look at 67.90, your entry is probably right around there. So you need to get down to 67.88. And by the time, it wouldn't have happened because this candle would have stopped you out. Gets congested, kind of moves sideways, pushes into the close. So overall, it was kind of a slow day. Pretty happy I just got the one trade. Wasn't really going to try to press for anything more. You get a kind of feel, or I get a feel for the day because I keep track of where the total volume is at specific times in the day. I usually look at the total volume of the ES and the NQ right at the open. It's 6:30 Pacific Standard. Then again around 8:30 Pacific Standard. Then I check again at 10 and then 11:30, and finally at the close. And that kind of gives me a guideline of where the day is heading and what kind of day it's going to be. And today was definitely a slow, low volume day. So hopefully that was helpful.